All right, welcome all you rad Go Wellness folks out there. This is the Practice Accelerator Challenges. Your host of the day, Kate Archibald here, and really excited to dive in. And we're going to be covering some really cool stuff. But before we get there, let's talk about what's coming up. We got some rad stuff. I got my gangster Annie Asher here with me. Annie, you've just been gangstering it out with all these cool tools, all this amazing content creation and design for the upcoming event. So I'm calling you a gangster today, the amazing Annie Asher, aka Gangster Annie Asher.
I can't help it. I'm from Ogden.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, we got to throw in some O-Town.
A little bit tough anyway, so it's cool. Anyway, thank you. That's a very glowing introduction. Hi, everybody. So biggest announcement, session 2 is coming up in like a week and a half, 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks. So June 3rd and 4th, Hotel Monaco, which is so dreamy in Salt Lake City. Of course, we'll have virtual registration too for all of those who can't attend. We just went through the agenda in our meeting right before this, and it's amazing. I can't wait to cover the content that we're going to. So if you do plan on attending live, like my cutoff was like yesterday, but if you want to let me know by the end of the day today, I'll let you in. For virtual, if you plan on attending, just shoot me your address if I don't have it already, which who knows. And then I will make sure you have the notes and all the cool books that we're going to be going through, and I'll make sure it gets to you on your doorstep prior to the event. But yeah, we're so excited. It's going to be awesome. And I think that's all I have for announcements. Is just pump up your Reeboks for session 2.
Well, should we jump in?
Let's do this.
We're going to talk about some interesting things. One thing I want to cover today is Dan and I have been discussing building out a team, right, Dan? Because one of the things that we're all doing is we're expanding. We're always looking for right fit people. And Dan, have I shown you my 16 principles form for people at East West?
I don't think so.
It's
see that.
I'll share this with you because I'll be talking about this some at the upcoming event, but I know I've gotten questions, a lot of questions, even questions today. I just got a text from one of you like, hey, I'm bringing on a nurse practitioner. What do you want? What are you looking for when it comes to bringing on the right people? And so this is what, we're calling the East West South 16 principles, but this is based on the Dan Sullivan model of the 4x4, which is, if you can give people the proper expectations up front, it makes it so much better dealing with them on the long run. And so this is something I wrote March 29th of this year. So it's pretty darn new. But one of the models that you have is in healthcare, there's basically 2 models. And if you're an insurance-based clinic, then customer service is important, and it always is in healthcare, but it's not nearly as critical as if you're in a cash-based clinic. And then if you're in a cash-based or an out-of-pocket clinic, and you're selling programs for 10, 20, or even, I think our largest check was 80K, then you want to make sure that you're really, you're a 5-star experience. You want to be, you got to put yourself in that Ritz-Carlton, Four Seasons experience. Otherwise, you're going to have some pretty frustrated people. And so this is what we'll go through today is some of these principles that lead to just an amazing organization to work for and an organization to create. And this is the 4x4. So be good if we cover this.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Okay. So from a performance basis, how many of you love to perform like awesome and to have team members around you that are performing at their peak? Feels good, right? It feels like
really good.
I've been watching a little bit of the NBA playoffs, and I always am like, okay, do we have the same level of like focus and intensity as these professional basketball players do? Like, are we professionals when we show up at work? And obviously we're not doing chest bumps and stuff like that. And unless you do, and that's fine, but you need to have that same intensity in your mind that you are going to put on your absolute best performance. But but you also want everyone around you to be doing the same. But what does that look like? So to me, and Dan calls it being alert, curious, responsive, and resourceful. But number one, you're consistently simplifying the workflow of the team and accelerating wow experiences to our clients with attentiveness. So what does it mean to have a wow experience, Kate? I mean, you talked about this, but what are some of the criteria around that?
Yeah, so biggest things is you want your team to create just really interesting, intriguing, and a great experience for your patients. And so when they come in the door, that's how they're greeting people. They have a smile on their face. How they're answering the phone, they have a smile on their face. You can see it, feel it, hear it from every sense. And so that it's really critical that anyone on your team really is focused on that patient experience from end to end. So yeah, that's kind of the wow experience, creating surprises and just being alert of what team members can do to add to that wow experience for your patients.
Yeah, massive. So these are like sending gifts. This is like doing the unexpected things, having great levels of connection. This is where when someone shows up late, like don't shame and guilt them. Just say, oh, let's see what we can do. We'll get you, and don't worry, or you make things work. The second one is curious. So you anticipate the preferences and needs of each team member and client, and love to help others make progress. So if you notice that in performance, it's not just how well is someone taking care of a patient or a client, but how well are we taking care of each other? And are we really working within our unique genius? Because what I see a lot in organizations is, we want to define roles and people need to own their position, but you also need to be able to be very curious about what other people are doing in the clinic so that you can cross over and like, hey, maybe you're going to need to do some case management, even though you're a provider and you're going to have to help out on some things, or maybe you're front desk and now we need help with a case manager. So these are all really important things, but then if you can anticipate what other people need as well, like it's cool because we have some patients who come in and they just love coffee. And so we're making their coffee before they come in. And so it's all like pre-planned, and it's pretty remarkable. Number 3 on the performance is responsive. So you meet expectations on time and participate in sharing your insights with the team so that we can all improve our level of care. So what's it like if people are not meeting expectations and there's really no insights? If we're not meeting expectations on time and we're not talking about it, then things break down pretty quick. Dan, have you ever left the needles in a patient? Like you do your acupuncture needles, you pin them up and then you forget to unpin them?
It's something I've never done.
Are you for real?
Not one time.
Man, have you ever had any associates do it?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I felt heat coming up the back of my neck, and I was like, oh, okay. They were in there for an hour and a half. Okay. Okay.
It's not a big deal, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
especially
like, well, we felt like a longer treatment was going to be better today. I had to go in. They left.
Yeah, leave with needles. Yeah, we started putting in timers in the room so that if a person ever needed to get help or assistance, we could be super responsive. So they hit the button. And that call button has been amazing. Cade put that system in, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, didn't you, Cade?
Yeah, it's been a long time ago.
Yeah, but that's, just I'm giving you a quick example, or we have our criteria is like, hey, make sure that you're in the room, you're actually talking to a patient. We have a 5-minute buffer zone. So if the appointment's at 9 o'clock, then by no later than 9:05, should you be coming in and at least having some dialogue with the patient? Hey, I'm running a few minutes behind. I apologize. It's going to be about 5 more minutes. Is this going to be a problem? But make sure that you're super responsive. And timeliness is one of those areas in healthcare that frustrate patients almost more than anything is that lack of respect of time. So one of the ways you can be responsive is making sure that you're seeing what other people on the team are doing, and then sharing insights on how we can all improve our level of care. Just number one, just it's that integrity factor is do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. And that's all it is. Resourceful. For great performance, you've got to be resourceful. And so I look at resource, the only resource on the planet are humans. And then humans, what we do is we innovate with all the resources that we have. And so learning is the best way that I find that people can be resourceful in the clinic is, they learning new things is exciting for you, and you share shortcuts and breakthroughs with the team and clients. So Kate, we were at Strategic Coach last week, and you got to see, Dan Sullivan in live action, but what were some of your thoughts on his insights on shortcuts, on the fact that entrepreneurs, all we do is create shortcuts and bypasses?
Yeah, I thought it was really intriguing how he tied it all together between, shortcuts,
programs and
platforms. And so it was really fascinating. I think it's spot on that, if you look at any entrepreneur, whether it's in healthcare, your whole goal, your whole thing is we're trying to create a better system for healthcare and creating shortcuts for patients. That's what people are really paying us for, is they don't want to go through the traditional medical model and get thrown through the whole conveyor belt. We've created a better system and a better process that shortcuts everything for that patient. And then as we grow and scale that, we get someone that can put that into a program. And that's really, ultimately why we're, what created Go Wellness is we want to help people create a program, and then they have a platform that can just be a reoccurring business model, but it's also just a fantastic way of working through healthcare from a shortcut perspective. Sorry, I probably went way further than you wanted me to, but
no, I think no, you nailed it, because if you think about, Go Wellness, you guys are coming to the innovation of medicine, and all innovations are how to do things faster, easier, better, cheaper, all those things, which we're going to get to in the results. And it's all through shortcuts. It's not like, hey, let me share it, Kate, I'm going to share with you the longest way that it can take you to get a patient from A to Z, to get them to sign up for care. It's like, you'd never come to that, right? You'd be like, what are you talking about? But if I said, hey, I can show you in an hour how you can get a patient to be 100% committed for a future result that's good for them, and they'll gladly pay you, reward you for that shortcut. Everybody wants to do that, and so that's what we do. And so yeah, and that's what we'll be sharing. So that's the performance base. Now, if you think about on the results side, you always want things faster, easier, cheaper, better, and this is all about innovation. And so we say the way to make things faster is be an essentialist. And if you have not read that book, we'll be giving it to many of you. You'll get the gift of this book, and you'll see it at the next event. We'll be talking a lot about being an essentialist, but that means letting go of what's not working in place of what is, with technology and in our delivery of services. So technology and teamwork are what makes things faster. Kate, can you think of any examples of when we brought technology in with teamwork and we've just seen things accelerate?
Yeah, a lot of different things. The Accelerate Wellness programs is kind of the first thing that comes to mind, is that's kind of a fusion of some increased technologies and peptides, I would say, is an increase in technology, but more of a procedure or a treatment. But yeah, there's some really cool stuff. EHR softwares.
Yep.
Software systems that can eliminate certain administrative tasks or duties. Huge increases there.
Yeah, so hopefully as you guys are listening to this, you're kind of going through a checklist, and maybe you're getting some ideas on what really moves the needle in your practice. Hey everybody, Regan Archibald here. I hope you enjoyed the Go Wellness show and maybe learned a couple things you could apply to your practice. If you're a healthcare entrepreneur who wants to work in an academic think tank with like-minded humans who are just like you, looking to provide better service, better quality of care for your patients, reach us at info@gowellness.com and we're happy to do a free practice analysis for you.